First, with regard to imperatives, suffixes before imperative forms with suffixes do one of two things. Okay, if they are the masculine singular imperative that's pointed, katol, like the infinitive, then it does the same thing the infinitive does. It takes the katol type formation. So the imperative masculine singular with a suffix would be kotlehu. Okay, it does the same thing as the infinitive. This formation becomes the katol type formation. And because this ends in a consonant, you have to have the helping vowel before the ending ehu here. Let's say re because it's in an open syllable, kotlehu. Okay, if you have the type of imperative that where you have a hierarchy that's been formed by the rule of schwa in the feminine singular and masculine plural, kitli and kitlu, no problem. It stays the same. The only thing that happens is you add the suffix ending. Here, because you also have vowels ending the form, you don't need any kind of helping vowel. So you simply add the suffix to the ending. So you get kitlihu and kitluhu. You don't have to worry about the feminine plural because there are only 18 feminine plural imperatives in the Hebrew Old Testament, none of which has a suffix. I checked them out. So we won't bother with that. So you won't, if there's one on the test, you can protest it. Yes?
How are you checking these things out? What do you use?
I use a combination of several grammar books and a computer. I check several reference grammars and a computer to make sure that I had them all right. So imperatives do one of these two things. The masculine singular imperative, actually these shouldn't be any trouble at all, right? Because they don't change, all you do is add the ending. The masculine singular imperative is the one that could be slightly problematic because it goes from the katol type to the kotol type base here. Now, this takes us to the infinitive. The infinitive, okay, the infinitive has this same katol type formation. And just like when you add the possessive suffixes on the infinitive, you get the shift to the kotol type. And the same thing happens. You add the same, if you add the same ending, you get the same formation. So you get kotlehu for the infinitive and for the imperative. So this form, the imperative masculine singular with the object suffix and the infinitive with the object suffix are potentially confusing, in that they're the same form. However, you should note that most of the time in Hebrew uses not the object suffixes, but most of the time Hebrew uses the possessive suffixes with the infinitive. So more often you will see kotlo with the infinitive form rather than kotlehu. Although both these types occur, this type is much more common with the infinitive than with the imperative. So you see where the confusion arises here. Remember, the imperative form looks like the infinitive form, just the base form anyway. And and they develop in the same way with the imperative. Now, what about this business with the E and the A stem vowels? That really only comes into play when you have a third guttural type roots or stative type roots. Those roots, you remember, like words like kavav, to be heavy, their imperfect is yikvav. You get this type formation. So the imperative form of this would be kavav. And now when we go to put an ending on here, you would get we'll stick with the third person plural, ehu. Now this, since it's an open syllable, lengthens to a commence. Okay? So the imperative of these types would be kavazehu. Now, you can tell this form from the perfect, because this is where the business with the A stem vowel comes in. It doesn't affect everything. It only affects these types, these stative types and third guttural words like shamar. So the perfect of this would be handwriting here. Would be kuva. Well, actually, in my example, I used ani instead of a
Perfect,
here.
right?
Huh?
You're not talking perfect.
Yeah. Let me stick with the one I looked up. Kuva. This would be the imperative. This would be the perfect kuva with the suffix. Okay. So this is, it's only with these type, either with statives or third gutturals, where this tsere pathok stem vowel difference helps you any. Okay, that's where we were getting tripped up collectively this morning.